Hey YouTube, what's up? I just came to get my opinion on the whole ban on transgender military members. And I know from the little bit that I've heard that they're trying to say it's not a ban on all transgender military members, but the ones who display gender transgender dysphoria. Um, but I think the president didn't make that specifically. He just said a ban on transgender um, military members. But um, the Pentagon or whatever the people in Pentagon or whatever said no, it's people who display a mental disorder. And that's kind of funny because for one, I don't see how transgender being in the military hurts anybody. They're doing their job, no matter their sexuality or what they identify as. I don't even see how the president felt that was a national security. It wasn't. I think he's petty as fuck, and everything he does is based on his own biased opinion. It has nothing to do with the public. Now, I know a lot of people will come on here and say, well, no, you don't understand, you don't blah, blah, blah. For one, I'm not in the LGBTQ community, but I see a person as a person. I don't put a stigma on people based on their sexuality or who they think they are, because that's their own personal preference. Their life decisions have no impact on my life. You know, I treat everybody as I want to be treated. And by the president, I think is like attacking because it's just something to do to him. At this point, I think everything he does is just something to do because he's bored. He has all this power and he can do whatever he wants. And when he gets bored, he just bullies. I think he's a big bully. And people will come on here and be like, no, no, you blah, blah, blah. Or come at me because I'm African American or black. I don't care. You guys can say whatever you want to say, because just like anybody else, your opinion does not affect my life, and it's easy to get on here and bitch over the internet because that's what you do. For some odd reason, you just look to attack people to gratify your own life or whatever makes you happy. But from my standpoint, like, I think this is a whole bullying thing. He goes from one thing to the next every day, and now it's a national threat for transgender members in the military. And his thing was blunt. His statements were blunt. It wasn't speculated that, oh, only the people who show this kind of dysphoria or whatever. And it's kind of crazy because if you're going to talk about people in the military who shows any kind of mental illness, then what about the ones who leave the military and you guys don't give a shit rat's ass, or aren't even speaking on the veterans that get out and have mental illnesses or need mental care? You kick them out on the street. Majority of the homeless people are vets, but you care, Mr. President, about transgenders with fucking mental disability serving. Come on now. It was never a problem before. When has it ever been a problem? I never seen on the news where that was a fucking problem. Where it was a problem, oh, transgender, because of this mental illness, is causing havoc in the military. Shit ain't getting done. I ain't never heard of this. I think he just heard somebody talking about it online, because that's where he's always at. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do something about that. I'm going to do something ignorant, because I think that he's funny to me. I think the president is very comical. I think he's very comical. He's a comical ass person, because half the time he can't even make a complete sentence or answer a question correctly. And he uses words like greatly or something like that over and over again to form a sentence. So I don't think that anything he says really is something of conscious. I don't think it's conscious what he's saying. I think that it's just whatever's on his mind, and his mind switches day to day, minute to minute, tweet to tweet. So this is another power play. I think that's all it is. It's another power play. And I think it's sad because if you're going to care that much about transgenders and their um, mental stability, then care about the people who fought already and they're out and they're out of the fucking military and their mental stability. I mean, pick and choose, because that's what you're doing. You're pick and choosing so you can get a hoorah from the people in your corner who are as delusional as you are. So yeah, that was, I just had to come on here. It's not a rant. It's just the like, really, on top of the government shutdown because you want your way. Now you're gonna do this because I woke up and I felt like I'm gonna talk about this and I want a ban on this. This is so silly. All of it is silly. And people gonna come on here and say what you want, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. All right, have a good day.